IELTS Life Skills A1 Spouse Visa Test.
Hey everyone, this is Angelina. I'm an IELTS coach and a language trainer. And today in this video, we'll talk about IELTS A1 Life Skills Speaking and Listening Test. Now, all of you have seen the videos about the important topics of IELTS A1 Life Skills Speaking Tests. But have any one of you tried to find out the pattern of the test, the time of the test, how many candidates would be there in the test? So today in this video, I will answer all those important questions. Number 1. The test time must not exceed more than 18 minutes. In easier language, it means that the test time cannot be more than 18 minutes. It can be between 16 minutes to 18 minutes. This is the accurate and standard time for the test of IELTS A1 Life Skills Speaking and Listening Test. Now we'll talk about number of candidates in the test. There will be 2 candidates in the test, candidate A and candidate B. Remember, there will be 3 people in the examination room: the examiner, candidate A, and candidate B. Let's talk about Phase 1A. In my language, I call it the interview phase. The time for this phase or this section is 4 to 5 minutes. In this phase, the examiner asks questions from candidate A and candidate B about their names, nationalities, work or study, and where do the candidates live? Important question, what are their free time activities? Now, let's talk about Phase 1B. Now, this section, I call it the question section. The time for this section is 5 minutes. The examiner will ask candidate A and B to question each other. The examiner can say, candidate A, I'd like you to ask questions from candidate B about his neighbors or her neighbors if it's a girl. Candidate B, I want you to ask questions from candidate A about hometown. Then the examiner allows 1.5 minutes to think, and the examiner provides you with a paper and pencil to take notes if you wish. After that, after 1.5 minutes, the examiner says to candidate A, now ask your questions from candidate B about her neighbors. And the examiner allows 2 minutes for questioning the other partner. After 2 minutes are over, the examiner will stop candidate A and ask candidate B to ask questions from candidate A about hometown. And the examiner will allow 2 minutes to candidate B as well to question candidate A. And this is how this phase, that is phase 1B, it comes to an end. Then comes the listening test, that is called phase 2A. The time for this phase is 4 minutes. Then the examiner tells candidate A and candidate B, in this part of the test, you will listen to 2 recordings and answer some questions. And then the examiner gives the paper, says that you may take notes if you wish. Then the examiner says, you hear 2 people talking about their plans about the weekend. It could be any other topic, any other recording. But the examiner tells you before playing the recording. And then the examiner hands over a booklet that looks kind of like this, with 3 pictures. Where do they want to go on the weekend? To the town, to the mountains, or to the park? Then the recording is played once. After the recording is played, the examiner asks candidate A, in the first recording, where does the woman want to go on the weekend? To a town, to the mountains, or to the park? Then the examiner asks candidate B, where does the man want to go at the weekend? To the town, to the mountains, or to the park? Then the examiner says, now listen to the recording again and answer these questions. After that, the examiner tells you the questions and then plays the recordings. For example, now candidate B answers questions from recording 1 and candidate A answers questions from recording 2. Candidate B has to answer questions from recording 1. So the examiner asks, who can the woman see in the little gate? And how much is a return ticket? Candidate A, in the second recording, how many hours does it take to climb up the mountain? And what is the man worried about? Then the recording is played once again. When the recording ends, the examiner repeats his questions. That candidate B, can you tell me in the first recording, who does the woman see in the little gate? And what does the return ticket cost? And candidate A, in the second recording, how many hours does it take to climb up the mountain and what is the man worried about? And then candidate A and B answer. First candidate B answers and then candidate A answers. And this is the end of the listening task. After that, we have the discussion phase, and this is called phase 2B. Discussion phase. Now, the time for this phase is 3 to 4 minutes. You must continue your discussion for 3 minutes. You don't get any extra time to think about the questions. And the examiner says, now you're going to talk together about the places you like to go on the weekends. Talk to each other about the places you like to go to and what do you like to do there. The examiner can provide some help in case candidate A and candidate B both feel very nervous. Candidate A and candidate B must continue their discussion for 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, the examiner will say, this is the end of the test. Well, I hope you learned something from this video. If you did, then don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, that's just for fun. That's just for fun.
IELTS Life Skills A1 Spouse Visa Test.
What does the woman want to buy? Flowers, stationery, or snacks?
Recording 1.
It's my grandma's birthday, and I'm going to visit her tonight. She has arranged a dinner for my entire family. I'm going to buy her a bouquet of flowers. She really likes red roses. But I am allergic to red roses. I think I must be careful. A bouquet costs £50, but anything for my grandma. I'll be careful. I'd rather wear a mask.
Recording 2.
I know it is a bad habit to eat snacks all the time, but what can I do about it? I just feel so hungry in the office. I buy snacks once in a week, but I buy a lot of snacks. I spend around £200 on snacks every month. I buy chips, crackers, biscuits, chocolates, and other crisps.
Now listen to the recording and answer these questions from recording 1.
How much does a bouquet cost? What is the woman allergic to?
Recording 1.
It's my grandma's birthday, and I'm going to visit her tonight. She has arranged a dinner for my entire family. I'm going to buy her a bouquet of flowers. She really likes red roses. But I am allergic to red roses. I think I must be careful. A bouquet costs £50, but anything for my grandma. I'll be careful. How much does a bouquet cost? What is the woman allergic to?
Now listen to the second recording and answer these questions.
How often does the woman buy snacks? How much does she spend monthly on buying snacks?
Recording 2.
I know it is a bad habit to eat snacks all the time, but what can I do about it? I just feel so hungry in the office. I buy snacks once in a week, but I buy a lot of snacks. I spend around £200 on snacks every month. I buy chips, crackers, biscuits, chocolates, and other crisps. How often does the woman buy snacks? How much does she spend monthly on buying snacks? Grandma's birthday, and I'm going to visit her tonight. She has arranged a dinner. I'm going to buy her a bouquet of flowers. She really likes red roses. What are they ordering at the cafe? Dessert, drinks, or the main course?
Recording 1.
I'm at my favorite cafe. Cafe Delicious. I love to order a dessert here, and my favorite dessert is the banana cake. It is absolutely yummy, and I like to eat it once in a week. I come to the cafe alone, and the banana cake is not too expensive. It only costs £4, but it is all worth it.
Recording 2.
Well, the most difficult thing for me is to decide what do I want to order from the main course. This cafe doesn't have a lot of options, so I'm gonna go with 4 cheeses pizza. It is a serving for 2 people. As I'm here with my friend, it's going to be enough for us. The restaurant closes at 5 p.m. and it is already 4:30. We only have 30 minutes to finish our meal and go back home.
Now listen to the recording and answer these questions from recording 1.
How often does she like to eat a dessert? How much does her favorite dessert cost?
Recording 1.
I'm at my favorite cafe. Cafe Delicious. I love to order a dessert here, and my favorite dessert is the banana cake. It is absolutely yummy. And I like to eat it once in a week. I come to the cafe alone, and the banana cake is not too expensive. It only costs £4, but it is all worth it. How often does she like to eat a dessert? How much does her favorite dessert cost?
Now listen to the second recording and answer these questions.
What's the woman's favorite food in the main course? At what time does the cafe close?
Recording 2.
Well, the most difficult thing for me is to decide what do I want to order from the main course. This cafe doesn't have a lot of options, so I'm gonna go with 4 cheeses pizza. It is a serving for 2 people. As I'm here with my friend, it's going to be enough for us. The restaurant closes at 5 p.m. and it is already 4:30. We only have 30 minutes to finish our meal and go back home. What's the woman's favorite food in the main course? At what time does the cafe close?
Yeah. That's just for fun. That's just for fun.
IELTS Life Skills A1 Spell.
Hello everyone, this is Angelina. I'm an IELTS coach and a language trainer, and I welcome you back to the series of lessons for the preparation of IELTS A1 Life Skills Speaking Test. There are 40 important topics. If you prepare those topics, your success is guaranteed. But there are some additional topics that have recently appeared in the exam. You must prepare those to secure your success. Let's move to our next topic, that is neighbor or neighbors. I hope you know the difference between neighbor and neighborhood. I've already made a video about the difference between neighbor and neighborhood. I'm going to mention the link to that video in the description box. Let's get started with our topic for today. We'll talk about the questions first. It is an important topic, so pay attention. Do you have a neighbor or do you have neighbors? Who is your neighbor? How long it's been he or she is your neighbor? How old is your neighbor? Where does your neighbor come from? Do you like your neighbor? What do you like about your neighbor? Is there anything that you dislike about your neighbor? Do you like to eat out with your neighbor? Do you like to meet your neighbor? How often do you meet your neighbor? Do you like to travel with your neighbor? What do you like to do with your neighbor? Or what activities do you enjoy with your neighbor? Do you like to go to a park with your neighbor? Do you like to share your food with your neighbor? Do you like to spend time with your neighbor? Do you help your neighbor? Let's answer these questions. Do you have a neighbor or neighbors? Yes, I have a neighbor. Who is your neighbor? Farzana is my neighbor. How long it's been? Farzana is your neighbor. It's been 30 years. Farzana is my neighbor. How old is your neighbor? My neighbor is 35 years old. Where does your neighbor come from? My neighbor comes from India, or you can say my neighbor comes from Pakistan. You can also mention the name of the city and the name of the country. What does your neighbor do? Farzana is a housewife and she has 3 children. What do you like to do when you meet your neighbor? We chat with each other. We talk about our relatives and about our family, and we take tea together. We also go shopping together. Mostly, I like to go with Farzana to buy groceries. What do you like about your neighbor? My neighbor is very kind, polite, humble, and gentle. She is very helping. Or he is very helping. Depends if you choose a man or if you choose a girl. She loves to visit my house and we talk together. She is like my best friend. Is there anything that you dislike about your neighbor? Well, sometimes a lot of noises come from her house, and at night it is very disturbing. This is the only thing that I don't like about my neighbor. Do you like to travel with your neighbor? Yes, I like to travel with my neighbor. We go to different amusement parks with our children. Do you like to go shopping with your neighbor? Yes, this is my favorite activity to do with my neighbor. We go to our favorite shopping mall together and we spend hours there. Do you like to share your food with your neighbor? Yes, I love to share my food with my neighbor. Whenever I cook something delicious or tasty, I send the food to my neighbor's house. Do you like to eat out with your neighbor? Yes, I go with my neighbor to my favorite restaurant and enjoy Chinese food. Do you help your neighbor? Yes, I always help my neighbors. Whenever they want to take help for traveling, whenever they don't have anything at home, or they want help with taking care of their children and their house for some time, I like to help my neighbors. Do you like to spend time with your neighbors? Yes, I love to spend time with my neighbors. It's very enjoyable. I feel very happy to spend some time with my neighbors. How often do you meet your neighbors or your neighbor? I meet my neighbors once in a week or sometimes twice in a week. Or maybe you can say, I meet my neighbor every day. Let's move to our next topic for today, that is art galleries. We'll talk about the questions first. Do you like art galleries? How often do you visit art galleries? With who do you visit art galleries? Why do you visit art galleries? How do you travel to visit art galleries? What do you wear to visit art galleries? What do you do at the art galleries? Who's your favorite artist at the art galleries? Do you like paintings at the art gallery? Do you like sculptures at the art gallery? Where is your favorite art gallery located? Let's answer these questions. Do you like art galleries? Yes, I love art galleries. Do you like to take pictures at the art gallery? Yes, I love to take pictures of the art and the paintings at the art gallery. Why do you like art galleries? I think art galleries are very beautiful and unique, and so many people come together to present their talent, their paintings, sketches, and sculptures. So I really enjoy visiting an art gallery. How often do you visit an art gallery? I visit an art gallery once in a month, and I also like to visit an art gallery when there's an exhibition. With who do you like to visit an art gallery? I like to visit art galleries with my husband, with my friends and family, and sometimes I go by myself because I enjoy art. How do you travel to your favorite art gallery? I travel by my car to my favorite art gallery. Who's your favorite artist? I have many favorite artists, but my favorite is Picasso, or you can take the name of any artist that you like. Do you think art galleries are important? Yes, I think art galleries are very important. They provide a source of entertainment and refreshment to people who like art. What do you like to wear when you visit an art gallery? I like to wear fancy, colorful clothes when I visit an art gallery. Do you like to wear jewelry when you visit an art gallery? Yes, I like to wear jewelry when I visit an art gallery, like a bracelet or maybe earrings and a necklace. I also like to wear rings when I visit an art gallery. How far is the art gallery located from your house? It's not too far. It's just a 20-minute drive from my house. What do you do at an art gallery? I like to look at the art and observe it and try to find a deeper meaning in it. I also talk to different artists who make those paintings, sketches, and sculptures. So I like to talk to them and try to understand the depth or what is the real meaning of their art or the painting that they have made. What do you like to eat at an art gallery? Normally there is a small tea stall or maybe a small food stall at the art gallery, so that people can look at the art and enjoy tea, coffee, or their favorite food. So I normally like to have coffee or tea with some biscuits or maybe crackers, and I love to be inside the art gallery with my friends or sometimes by myself. I hope you learned something from this topic. If yes, then please subscribe to my YouTube